The Venice Studio is here, and it's super exciting and fun for your creativity. In this video, we're going to walk through every aspect of the Venice Studio and explore reference to video generations using the Kling 03 models. We'll generate a very basic sample advertisement, and along the way, use pretty much every feature you can imagine inside the Venice Studio, so you can get the hang of what it's capable of. So we'll walk through the studio together, then we'll generate our stories prompts for generating all the images and reference images we're going to need, then we'll create the video files, then we'll edit it all together, and then we'll have our final result at the end. And this walkthrough will help you feel confident in generating your own content using Venice. So let's get started. The Venice Studio is now live, and it has everything you need to create end-to-end, high-quality, consistent AI-generated media. Let's take a look. You'll see 5 base tabs up here at the top. We have image generation, image editing, video generation, video editing, and then your assets library. Let's take a look at each one, starting with the image tab. This might look familiar. You prompt the image you're looking for. You modify the parameters, the resolution, the style. You choose your model, and you shoot that off. It'll tell you the price of how much it costs right here. Next is the image editing tab, where you can upload an image or you can select an asset from your existing library. All the media you have generated on your browser through Venice is going to be populated here, and you can choose from one of those pictures. You'll also see that as the same over here in the media library tab. So you find an image you like, and then you can either prompt to edit the image, you can combine multiple images with a prompt, and choose your image editing model. You can also upscale images and remove the background. Next, we have the video tab. So the video editing tab might look a little bit intimidating at first, but let's run through it because I assure you it is pretty awesome. First over here, you'll see the model selection, which now we can rank by name and speed and filter by category. So if you're looking for an uncensored model, you can see the uncensored models. If you're looking for an audio-enabled model, here we go. Once you have your model selected, you'll be able to start your generation from either a text prompt, an image reference, or a video. And you'll see that the models over here will change accordingly. So I had Veo 3.1 selected. That is not available in a video to video generation. But here, an image to video, yes, we can generate with Veo 3.1. So we can upload an image or choose from our media library and then generate. What is especially neat about this video studio is here with cool new models like Kling 3, we can upload a first frame image and a last frame image and include elements for consistency as well as scene reference images. So if we have a character we want to keep consistent, or an object, if we have an environment we want to make sure is visually consistent, we can upload all of this here into the studio, as well as prompting however many shots we would like to see in this video generation, because a model like Kling 3 can create multi-shot generations. So we explain what we want to see in each shot, say how long we want the shot to be, then we can generate the video. Next is the movie editor tab. This is brand new and awesome. You can find media in your library, you can upload it, or from the social feed, you can populate the timeline down here and then add titles. Just like any nonlinear video editing software, you can add transitions between shots. You can choose the resolution. You can add effects, animations, and then you can save your video. Pretty awesome. And finally, you have your library tab, which we've already explored. This is everything you've got in your previous Venice conversations. So now let's create a multi-shot consistent video from scratch. So the following walkthrough and tutorial is going to use the most advanced capabilities in the Venice Studio for generating videos. We're going to add elements with their own reference images, and then finally we'll edit things together in the workspace here. But along the way, even if you don't intend to use all of the features, this walkthrough will show you all of them in action. So let's start by just talking about what reference to video is and how it works. Reference to video means you can lock in the appearance of characters, objects, scenes, anything that might be in your shot, so your AI-generated videos can stay visually consistent. If you've generated videos before, you know that this is not so simple to do. So the core concepts you want to understand is the types of visual input we will give our AI generation model as references. So the first one of these types is elements. These are characters or objects that you want to keep visually stable. In the video we'll be working on today, we have 3 main elements an academic, a maestro, and a compass. And you can have up to 4 elements in a generation. You'll see the elements here in the Video Studio. Then there's scene references. This is defining the stage. Where are these elements set? You'll also see you can attach scene reference images here. And then finally, frame control. Where does it start? And optionally, where does the video generation end? You can upload an image to control the exact first and last frame. This we can see up at the very top of the video generation form in the Venice Studio. Next up, we need to create an identity lock on each element. So these are multiple angles we provide of the object or character so that the model can know what it looks like at these different angles when it moves, when it turns around. We have this for element 2, the merchant, and element 3, the compass. And you can add a frontal image plus up to 3 reference images for every element. Now we are going to tell a story. And by using reference images, we'll be able to retain consistency across all the different shots. There are going to be 4 different shots we generate in this story. As you can see here, we already have some of these frames generated. They could be used as first or last frames, or we just use them as a storyboard for now. So our first video will generate now. We'll need 3 inputs: our protagonist, the artifact, the compass, and we will need the first scene, the study. Our prompt: close-up of element 1, the scholar, seated at the desk in image 1, the study. She lifts element 3, the compass, from the desk, opens the brass lid, and watches the needle spin and settle. Her eyes follow the needle's direction towards the window, etc., etc. 8 seconds, 16 by 9. So I'll copy that prompt here. Now, I've got prompts already created for this video. I've made something for you that you can get for free. There's a link below. And this is a prompt generator for creating a story to use reference to video models in the Venice Studio. Copy this entire prompt into the Venice chat window. I recommend using a frontier model like Opus. You could use an open source model too, but you'll get better results with the better models. And here we are prompting the model to be a creative director preparing a reference to video project. And its job is to generate every image and video prompt for us. So to use this mega prompt, you're going to need to go through and modify every placeholder here. What is your project about? Who are the characters, the objects, etc. Describe everything. Make sure every little bit is set, and send that off, and you will receive all the prompts you need for generating the images and for generating the videos. The first thing you're going to do is start generating the images. It will give you the prompts for these. You'll have a frontal and 3 reference side angles and a back angle. Frontal for the second character, side angles. Once again, the object, you'll need to make a side angle, and then the settings. So you see this mega prompt will give you the prompts you need to generate your elements reference images and your scene reference images. And then you'll have a bunch of images you can generate right here in the Image Studio, and then you can continue to generating the videos. So the first thing we need is element 1. I'll attach her frontal image and her 3 reference images. And in this shot, we don't actually have element 2. And if you remember, element 2 is supposed to be the man, this guy, but he actually doesn't exist in this shot. So we can call the compass element 2. And then we need to add our scene image. So now we describe the shot. Close-up of element 1, our character, seated at the desk in image 1. And notice how we're tagging these elements. Element 1, image 1. She lifts element 2. We only have 2 elements here, not 3. We'll make that a 10-second shot with audio. We do not need a first frame here because it will generate the frame on its own with the scene reference image and the character. So let's send that off. Now, something else extremely convenient about the Venice Video Studio is while that prompt is running, we can now send another prompt. And guess what? We have our elements already set. So we'll go to the next prompt here. And now we are going to need all 3 elements. So I'll change the prompt here. And I'll add our merchant and his reference images. Now we see this shot. Element 1, the woman, enters the cafe in image 2. We need to add image 2 here, holding element 2 in front of her. Element 2 is the compass. Element 1 approaches and sets the compass on the table. And then we're going to add image 3, which is another angle of the cafe. So she will enter in image 2, and then we're going to cut to image 3. So how are we going to do that? Cut that, and we'll add a shot. And we'll say Element 3 is sitting at a corner table near the window, foreground right, in image 3. Element 1 approaches and sets the compass on the table. Element 3 leans forward, looks at the compass and gestures with his right hand toward the window and the sea beyond. Okay, so she'll enter for 5 seconds, then he'll lean forward. We'll make this slow. We'll make that 9 seconds. And now we can shoot that off. So now the second shot is in the queue and processing, and we can see that that's lining up. Very convenient to save on time and waiting. So now let's generate another multi-shot video with a wide shot, a close-up, and a resolution here. So we have our elements. I've added our fourth scene reference here. We'll start over on these shots. We're going to need 3 shots. The first shot, element 1 walks along the cliff path, and image 4, she holds element 2, the compass open. Camera holds static, golden hour light. Shot 2, close-up of the scholar at the cliff edge. She looks down at the compass, then lifts her gaze to the horizon. Gentle camera drift upward, shallow depth of field. And now we'll do a long shot here. And Kling 3 maxes out at 15 seconds. So we'll make each shot a little shorter, and we'll shoot that off. So while we wait for that to finish, let's examine the structure. Just a reminder of how to craft a solid video generation prompt. Remember, you want your subject and the element, in this case, plus action, plus environment in its image from the scene reference, plus camera movement and the lighting specifications. These models respond very well to camera language. For example, slow camera push forward, tracking shot from behind, close-up, wide cinematic shot, camera hold static. You want to avoid more complex movements because it might overwhelm the model. Keep your prompts brief, but not too brief. The shorter you go, the more vague it is, but the longer you go, the more it can contradict itself. If there's one camera instruction, place it early in the prompt. Keep consistent vocabulary and mention the spatial positioning always. Foreground left, entering from right, coming from the background, etc. You can also toggle that generate audio button to add in sound effects automatically, and you can add those sound effect cues in the prompt itself. So to rehash, you want your elements with their own reference images, different angles. Then you want your scene reference images. This is the world that the elements are going to live in, and these are the image tags. And finally, you're going to get your results in the form of a story. Speaking of which, let's take a look. We have our first shot finished. And let's recall, what does she look like? I would say it looks very spot on there. And now we have our second video.
I have it for you.
Wow. Is it pointing the way?
Okay. It's also always fun to watch how these models improvise. We did not include any dialogue. We hardly even told us any kind of a story here besides she enters the cafe holding the compass in front of her. And then he goes ahead and asks. She says, I found it for you.
I have it for you.
Is it pointing the way?
But obviously, she didn't care enough to answer him. And then we got that at the end, which we'll cut out in the next step. And our third shot. Got that nice side angle here, right? The exact reference. That's why we use the reference.
It's a good place.
It is.
Just keeps on going with the story. Okay, I want to add a few shots to that. I'm going to do that, and then we're going to take it to the movie editor. Now, for example, I want to take this shot and I want to extend it, okay? He lifts his arm out at the end and, she just gave him the compass and then she leaves. So we need to work on that. So I'm going to take the details here. I'm going to use these settings. And now it's going to populate everything over here, just as it was earlier. So we'll have her enter in, holding the compass. Okay, so we've got one more shot for consistency here, where they have a quick chat and then she leaves with the compass. And I've got one more surprise shot coming on that we're going to put at the end. Now it's time to move on to the movie editor. Now, this is where things will get fun and become alive. So I'll click this media tab here on the left. And as we can see now, we have everything we've generated here in Venice. So we start with the first file here of her inside the library, the study. And then we go to the cafe shot, the second cafe shot, and then the final, almost final shot of her outside along the cliffs. I'll zoom out a bit so we can see it all. And there's going to be a few edits we want to make. So let's watch it all. Let's add a little bit of a transition here. Let's just go with a classic crossfade here. Okay, little cliche there, but that's okay.
Is it pointing the way?
And then now I'm going to cut that there because it just goes a little too long. And then we're going to cut to there. So he looks.
Home is where the heart is always. Home is where the heart is always. Follow your heart, child.
Gonna cry?
It's a good place.
It is.
Okay, so that's a glitch cut there. So we'll end it right there. Now see how we have that little, it's frozen there at the beginning? That's because this shot doesn't have enough. So if we were to make that shorter, we'd probably crossfade there better. Yeah, there we go. So the Venice Video Studio is still in its early stages. There is one simple thing we can do though to really enhance the continuity of this video, and that is add an audio track in the background. Notice the audio difference in the two shots here. That one works because we have the crossfade, but we're going to want a consistent audio track throughout the whole way. So I'm going to head to the base Venice chat and click this plus and hit generate audio. And you have several options here, but I'm going to use 11 Labs music. We want 1 minute. That's the lowest that we can generate. And I'm going to paste my music prompt that we got from our mega prompt template here. I'll make sure it's instrumental only. This is going to go nice, very nicely. Nice crescendo at the end here. Okay, so I'm going to find my media and click the audio tab. And there's my file. And there it is down here now on the timeline. I'll zoom out a bit. And I think my surprise hidden last shot is finished. Yes, the final shot. So I'll drag that there at the end. And now let's see how the music times up. We'll remove the beginnings a bit. It's a little loud, so we'll mix it here, the audio tab.
I have it for you.
Is it pointing the way? Home is where the heart is always.
Now I'm noticing we have one consistency issue here. There's the water there. But no, I don't really like that shot at all. I just don't think it matches for our little luxury compass commercial. So we're just going to take it out. Let's take a look here.
I have it for you.
Is it pointing the way? Libera, your direction, yours alone.
So what we're going to want to do here now is take that last beat of the audio and cut it. And then about right here, cut it again. We'll delete that middle part and we'll just attach that there. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, a little cutty. It's going to be right. Let's do a little bit of fade in and out. I'm going to have it fade out here and have the music come in there. I think that'll make it more dramatic.
Is it pointing the way?
We'll make it a longer fade out.
I have it for you.
Is it pointing the way?
Okay, so it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. This is obviously a demonstration video. I'm not creating a real commercial. But if you wanted to use the Venice Studio for creating a commercial, this is how you would do it. Personally, I would take this into some nonlinear editing video software, such as Final Cut, iMovie, whatever you can find on Windows or Linux, and I would edit it more properly. But you can get a lot done here. Now, the last thing we want is a title. So we're going to get a text title, and it's perfect because this compass in this imaginary world is by Venice. So we're going to type in Libera, the name of the compass. We'll put in the slogan, your direction, yours alone. Put that down there.
Libera, your direction.
We'll put it over here more.
Libera, your direction, yours alone.
So there you go. The final step here is we click export. It's going to render all those videos together with the audio, with the title, and we download it.
I have it for you.
Is it pointing the way? Libera, your direction, yours alone.
Okay, so that's it, guys. This is the nascent stage of Venice Studio. Expect updates weekly, expect new functionality, new features. This is just the beginning. Have some fun. Don't forget to check out the mega prompt here for reference to video projects. It will be extremely helpful in saving you time and giving you better quality output. And join us in the Venice Discord. Share with us what you're working on. We'd love to hear from you. Happy AI video generating. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more Venice tutorials. See you in the next video.